what is up guys, Stu here. So the next film from the festival that I was very excited to check out is Good Time. But is it a good time? I can't fucking do that, just go to the title. So Good Time, if you've not heard about it, is directed by Benny and Josh Safdie, which is a name I'm definitely saying wrong. But it essentially tells a story of a dude who robs a bank. It goes a little bit wrong. Just a tad bit wrong. Someone gets caught, he gets free, and he basically has to get them out of jail. And that's our film. And I've been hearing a lot of great stuff about this film from previous film festivals and from guys over in the States that I know. And I gotta say, it is a really fucking stellar film. I absolutely loved Good Time. In the lead role here, we got Robert Pattinson as Connie Nikes, and he absolutely smashes it. This is, without a doubt, probably my favourite I've ever seen Robert Pattinson in a film. He is fantastic to watch. He just absolutely loses himself in this role. It's a sort of character which you absolutely... He is a dick. You love to hate him, but you're absolutely behind everything he's doing, despite the fact that what he's doing is very wrong. It's just amazing and hilarious and fascinating and odd to see how he reacts to all the crazy situations that he is in throughout this film. With Personal Shopper and then now this, I'm fully on board with the cast of Twilight. Maybe we all got it wrong. Maybe we should go back and watch Twilight. Let's not do that, okay? No, I've just decided. They are shite. They are shite films. The point is that they're doing good stuff now, okay? But everyone else in the film is doing really great work as well. We've got people like Jennifer Jason Leigh in here, who's always fun to watch on screen. I have a lot of love for her. She does a great job. But also Barkhad Abdi, aka Look at Me, I'm the Captain now from Captain Phillips, who is a gem of a man. I just love seeing him in here. His role's quite small, but it's fun nonetheless. So the direction from the Safdie brothers here is equally as fucking fantastic. I've not seen any of their work before this, but I've heard good things about their previous stuff. This is my first time watching any of their stuff, and it did a really, really, really good job of just throwing you straight in there and just running with it. It's the sort of film which just sort of gets progressively crazier, and I really enjoyed the way that they came at it from a direction standpoint, particularly in a visual sense. It is a very good looking film. There's some really wonderful sequences here and there, which do a really good job of just kind of layering on crazy batshit stuff that's happening to these characters, and it just builds and builds and builds throughout. It makes you feel very nervous watching this film. I don't know about anyone else, but I was very kind of edge of my seat, despite not everything happening in the film being big, crazy, outrageously tense. And I think that's without a doubt down to the fact that they decided to shoot this very kind of in your face, very in there, lots of close-ups, which is a little bit jarring at first, I'm not gonna lie, and it can definitely be quite disorientating. It's sometimes hard to get a grasp of where characters are in a certain environment. But I think as the film goes on and upon reflection, that is entirely intentional here and really does help to get you sucked into the film, and it is incredibly effective at creating this sort of anxiety throughout the entire film. I get very anxious watching a lot of the scenes in this film, but the writing as well is also really, really solid. It is this sort of film, as I said, it's building and building on crazy shit happening to these characters, which in any other film might feel quite convoluted and like there's just too much shit going on, but here it's one of those films where that convoluted nature of it actually works to make it a better film. So the further and further through this film you go, and the more crazy and outlandish stuff that starts happening, the more I actually found myself enjoying it. So I absolutely cannot wait to watch it again in that sense. But the writing here, as well as the direction and performances, in fact, really do a fantastic job of making you feel like you're watching this kind of living, breathing world. The characters feel very real and authentic, which is, at this point, quite a cliche thing to say, but it really is how I felt about this film. The screenplay didn't at any point in the film feel to me like it was aware of how edgy and cool it was trying to be. It just felt natural, which is absolutely the best compliment I think you can give to any screenwriter, so they've absolutely nailed that side of things. Where I think this film started to slip for me, and this isn't something that I think actually detracted from my viewing experience, it just stopped me absolutely falling in love with it, is the end of this film. It feels like, with, as I've said, so many things layering into it, and it's just sort of building and building and the tension rising, it's kind of inevitable that you're going to kind of peak and then start to dwindle off. And I think there's actually a point in the film where if it had ended there, I would have been just happy with that. In fact, really, really happy with the way that ended. But it goes on a couple of minutes more. There's a few more scenes afterwards. And I don't think that they're necessarily bad scenes or that the drop in quality there is that noticeable. I'm just not, at this point, entirely sure that the way they chose to end this film necessarily works with everything else. But as I said, I'm going to be going to watch it again, and I'm sure that that's one thing that's going to change in my second watching, so my rating will almost definitely go up after this. But I don't know if at this point I'm 100% sure that the way they chose to end this one at the very end is as effective as the rest of the film. But that's a very small gripe with me. Everything else in this film I thought was fantastically executed. It is a crazy, batshit, hilarious, but also dark, ride of a film. I'm going to go ahead and give Good Time a very, very high 4 stars. As I said, it's just teetering on to 5 stars. I reckon on a second watch this could easily be 5 stars, so bear that in mind. I fucking loved it. It's a really, really solid film here. But what about you guys? Have you seen Good Time? I know it's been out in the States for a while. If you've caught it over there, let me know what you thought about it. But if you're excited to see it when it does come out here in the UK, I think it's coming out in November. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. That would be amazing. And as usual, if you like this review and want to see me talk about more shit, please go ahead and click subscribe. But until next time, stay beautiful, mother truckers. Jehovah's Witness. It's me again, just popping up as I'm doing at the moment. Let you know that there's a little playlist there. Click on that one if you want to see any other reviews from the film festival this year. It's building up, slowly but surely. If you want to see any thoughts on any of the other films I saw this year, go click on there. It'll take you right through. You have a fun time. Or you won't. I don't know. I'm not in your head. I know what you like.